This question from Shawl for Wendy. I enjoyed the podcast last week, especially the mistakes first timers make leading up to and on race day. What are the top mistakes you see athletes make in their training, not on race day, but in their training before the race day, Coach?
I wonder how many I can talk about. So,
Yeah.
I go back to myself when I started and mistakes I made because there really wasn't anything out there. I think not following a plan that's specific to your current fitness and experience. And maybe you are following a plan that someone created or you're coached, but then you continue to do other people's workouts and you continue to do too many group workouts that are a lot more difficult for you and or are really easy. And so it's important to train at your current fitness. And a mistake I see others doing, even athletes that I coach who have a plan specific tailored to their needs and wants, still will go outside the box and say, oh, I went on this group ride or group run, or I want to do master swimming now. I don't want to do your swim workouts. I'd rather go swim with a group. So it's tweaking things a little bit more for them. Number two, not tapering, not resting enough leading up to your A race. You don't need to taper for every event you do, but it's important to taper. And what the taper is a slow progression of volume over a period of 1, 2, up to 3 weeks, depending on the distance of your race. I made the mistake for years because I really didn't understand training, volume, load, intensity. And I'd go into these races exhausted, and I was young and naive and I could still do pretty well. But at the same time, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Why? And it took me years to kind of figure out that tapering can benefit you from a performance standpoint so much. And then number three, I'd say fueling, not fueling adequately, hydration, calories enough. Before, during, and after training, I think is still a mistake that I see a lot of athletes doing.
I wrote down three, and some are crossing what you just said. Nutrition. So I experienced this before on the bike during indoor trainer rides where I was hungry when I was done, which meant I wasn't fueling correctly during the ride. So practicing your nutrition during your training, swim, bike, and run. Overtraining or undertraining. Because you're not following a plan or you're following someone else's plan and you're not listening to your body. So that was number two for me. And number three, you kind of said it, is rest/recovery. Not just rest on getting your 8-9 hours of sleep, but what are you doing to recover your body, whether it's some sort of massage, ice water therapy, something along those lines. What are you doing to make sure that your body is ready for the next day? And if maybe you're not, don't work out the next day. So mine are very similar to yours. Just different wording.
Yeah, and I want to add another one is strength training. I still think, even though the research is out of the benefits of strength training, mobility training, I still think a lot of athletes, multi-sport athletes who are trying to just struggle with balancing, fitting 3 sports into their lifestyle, they neglect a component of strength training that I always find that I can add to an athlete's training plan when I'm coaching them, that they have that 20 minutes that they can do specific strength training that are going to benefit them from a health, fitness, and sport standpoint.